Hi, I'm Suzie Dills, and I'm the director at the Hoover-Price Planetarium, and welcome to Astro Adventures. I'm so happy to be broadcasting from the planetarium today, so let's sit back and enjoy the night sky highlights for July. And really, it is a great time to get the family, head on out on a warm summer night, and enjoy the beauty of the skies. So the first thing I want to talk about is on July 4th, while we were celebrating Independence Day, Earth was at its furthest point from the sun. We call that aphelion. So we were 94.5 million miles away from the sun. And in January, believe it or not, we are closest to the sun. We are 91.4 million miles away. Remember, the reason for the seasons has to do with the tilt of the Earth. So right now, because we're tilted towards the sun, we're enjoying that warm summer weather, but in the winter we are tilted away. So it has to do with the tilt more than the distance in our orbit as we go around our lovely star. All right, so for the night sky highlights, we're going to talk about our visible planets first. And boy, coming up this month, we have the return of our two gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn. And what's going to be really great is both planets will reach opposition during July. Jupiter will be July 14th and Saturn will be July 20th. So that means that they're closer to our planet in their orbit. And also, they're rising as the sun is setting, and they're present all night long in our sky. So we just have great viewings of both planets coming up for July. So let's talk about how we're going to find those. You'll notice the constellation Scorpius. You can see the long stinger tail. And then to the left of that, do you see that teapot shape? That is part of the constellation Sagittarius. And then just to the left, you're going to see a brilliant object, planet Jupiter. And then down to the left, it'll be dimmer, a little bit more of a golden color. We'll find Saturn. In the last couple nights, I've been out walking my dog about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'll tell you, Jupiter is blazing in the southeastern sky. So you definitely will not miss it. And here's those pictures. You can see Scorpius, Sagittarius, and then the location of our two gas giants. Really is an exciting month coming up here. And then Mars continues to brighten. It's going to be rising around midnight at the beginning of July. And then towards the end of July, closer to 11 p.m. So it's rising earlier and earlier. And another really cool thing is it's getting brighter and brighter as it's heading towards opposition on October 13th. Right now, it's located about 76 million miles from our planet Earth. But by month's end, it's going to be 60 million miles away. So you can see Jupiter and Saturn together there. And off to the left in the eastern sky, fiery Mars is coming up. And then in our morning sky, of course, brilliant Venus. We got to enjoy it in the evening skies for quite a few months. And then around mid-month, we're going to have the return of Mercury in the morning sky. It's going to be down there to the left of Venus, so you can see there in the northeast, eastern sky before dawn. So if you're an early morning riser, you'll catch our inner planets. And then a treat, we have dwarf planet Pluto making a very close conjunction there with the planet Jupiter, brilliant Jupiter. It's about 1 degree south of Jupiter. If you have an 8-inch or larger telescope, you may be able to locate dwarf planet Pluto. Give it a try. But with the help of Jupiter, you may be able to locate it. So just south of Jupiter, but you really will need an 8-inch or larger telescope. So give it a try. Let's talk about our constellations for July. So if we're looking west after sundown, we'll see a bright star very, very low there in the western sky called Regulus. You'll notice that backwards question mark shape. That's the head of Leo the lion. And then if you just start looking up from Leo, you're going to see a bright yellow-orange star, Arcturus. Then up a little bit more from Arcturus as you continue to look up overhead is the little semicircle of stars, Corona Borealis, or some folks call it the Northern Crown. And then just above that, just overhead would be that crooked square shape or keystone shape, and that would be the body of our bravest and strongest hero, Hercules. So you can see our pictures there for our constellations in the west, looking up overhead for July. And then just make a turn there to the right. You're going to be facing north. You'll see our easiest pattern to recognize in the sky, the Big Dipper, swinging down there in the northwest. You'll see the Little Dipper, and then the W shape is Queen Cassiopeia. And you can see in our pictures the Big Bear. Big Dipper is a part of that. The Big Bear looks like he's just going to climb down there to planet Earth. He's just heading on down there through the sky. And then to locate Polaris or the North Star, just take those two stars at the end of the cup of the Big Dipper, draw that imaginary line across, and you'll find the North Star, our most important star. And then one more trek to the right, we're going to be looking east, and we're going to be on the lookout for 3 bright stars because they really can, that's really a cool place in the sky to look. So we're going to look for a star really brilliant called Vega. We're going to go down to the left from there to another star called Deneb, and then over there to the right to Altair. We're going to connect those up. We're going to make a triangle, and we call that asterism the summer triangle. So really easy to find those 3 bright stars. And then if you just want to head over back to Deneb, just like in the illustration there, let's imagine that to be the tail of Cygnus the Swan. And then you'll see 3 stars in a row extend from the tail, and then the long neck and head to a beautiful star called Albireo. But what's great about finding the summer triangle stars is the Milky Way runs right through the summer triangle. So even if your backyard has a lot of lights, you are still going to be able to see the Milky Way through binoculars. So grab a pair of binoculars, find a lawn chair, blanket, just lay out, find those 3 bright stars, and scan through that part of the sky. You'll be surprised how many stars you're going to see. And speaking of stars, that star Albireo, that is a beautiful double star. And if you were to look at that through a telescope, wow, one star is kind of that yellow golden color, and then the other is blue, but they're very close together. But it's a great sight to see because you can see the difference in the colors of those 2 stars. And once again, that's Albireo, that's the head of the beautiful swan Cygnus. All right, let's continue on with some other binocular highlights. We talked about finding the summer triangle. Well, in that part of the sky, there's something very cool. It's called the coat hanger asterism. So look at those stars, that pattern. It looks like an upside down coat hanger. So let's talk about how to find the coat hanger. We just talked about our 3 summer triangle stars, Vega, Deneb, Altair. Well, if you just head back to Altair, you grab those binoculars, you're going to scan about 1/3 the way up to Vega, and you're going to look for that upside down coat hanger. So give it a try. Grab the family and enjoy that sight to see. And then we're going to continue to scan all the way to the southern horizon. You're going to see Antares, in between Antares, and you can even look through Jupiter. That'll help you, those two brighter objects, but that is part of the southern tip of the Milky Way, and you're going to see some beautiful deep sky objects just with a pair of binoculars. So you got to give it a try because it's pretty spectacular. And then you can see how the Milky Way, you just start off there in the southern horizon, drape all the way up through the summer triangle patterns to the north through Cassiopeia. So like I said, if you grab a lawn chair or blanket, you can relax and just scan through the skies. And here's our pictures. This is the pictures that the Milky Way just goes right through in our summertime skies. And then don't forget to grab your Starry trail map. This will really help you with the constellation, where they're located. And then your checklist. This is a lot of fun. You want to head out with your family, friends, and check off anything that you can see in the summertime skies of July. So don't forget to visit the Facebook page for the McKinley Presidential Library Museum, for the checklist star map, my website, starrytrails.com. I also do an audio sky tour for each month, and there's other activities also. So thanks for going on our adventure today. I'll see you next time.